Let's have a conversation about quadratics and the quadratic formula, vertex form to standard form, and then factored form to standard form. I want to make this 2 videos so that it's not long. Alright, so take a look at this problem. This is the one that we're going to begin with. It is a quadratic function because the highest exponent is 2. However, it is not in standard form. So the first thing we need to do is write this equation in standard form. Standard form for a quadratic is on our formula sheet. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So I call it STD form. Standard form, STD form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, we have our x squared term, our x squared, and the constant. But we also have this minus 7 on the right hand side. Quadratics need to be set equal to either 0 or set equal to y. This one is set equal to negative 7. We need to get rid of subtracting 7 by adding 7 to both sides. This 8 and this 7 are called coefficients. This negative 15 is called the constant. This negative 7 is also a part of the constant, but it needs to be over with the rest of the constants. So, standard form for this quadratic is going to be 8n squared plus 7n minus 8 equals 0. If we wanted to put it in decimals, it would be y equals 8n squared plus 7n minus 8. This quadratic has 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. So what's important so far? The quadratic has to be in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. Everything needs to be on the same side of the equal sign. The terms before the variables are called coefficients. These coefficients and the constant make up a, b, and c when it's in standard form. So if we look at what we've written right here, we see that we have y equals 8n squared plus 7n minus 8. You cannot put n's in decimals. So you're going to write it as y equals 8x squared plus 7x minus 8. You'll go over to decimals and you can put it in the graphing calculator. Now this one is a focus on the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is right here. So we're going to write it down and we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve this problem. The opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Identify a, b, and c. A is 8. B is 7. C is negative 8. Be sure you take the sign with the term. Alright, now we're going to substitute this into the quadratic formula. The opposite of b, if b is 7, the opposite of b is negative 7. Plus or minus the square root of b squared is 49 minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a, which is 8. Now, certain things you should be able to calculate without a calculator. Negative 7 is understood to be in the front of this quadratic. Plus or minus. This is the discriminant. We're going to put the discriminant, D-I-S-C-R-I-M-I-N-A-T. We're going to put the discriminant in decimals to do the calculations for us. But we're going to calculate ourselves 2 times 8, which is 16. So now I'm going to come over here to decimals. And I am going to type in, grab my keyboard, square root 49 minus, I'm typing in this right here. Make sure you can see it. 4 parentheses 8, close parentheses, negative 8. Okay, now, if you get a decimal value under the radical, we are not going to write it as the decimal value. At this point, if you do not get a whole number to put right here, you're going to go on decimals and you're going to backspace and delete the radical. You put your cursor, let me show you. It was like this. So I put my cursor right here in front of 49 and I press backspace. That gives me the value of 305. So I'm going to put the radical sign back because notice here on decimals I deleted it. Radical sign 305. These are the two solutions. Now, we can verify that the solutions are not whole numbers because we can come here on decimals and we're going to type in y equals, I'm going to put in the original equation with x's, not with n's. And I can see, look, you get a decimal answer as the 0, negative 1.5. You get a decimal answer right here, 0.65. We're not going to write those irrational numbers out. We're going to write it in radical notation. So our solution for this quadratic is negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 305 over 16. If you want to check it, then you're going to type in negative 7. You cannot put in plus and minus at the same time. You got to put in one at a time. So I'm going to put negative 7 plus the square root of 305. And all of this is divided by 16. So I need to put parentheses around here. And then divide by 16. You see this value is 0.65? That's what this number is right here, 0.65. The other solution is, and I know I need to use parentheses, negative 7 minus, grab the square root button, 305, close out the parentheses because now we're moving to the denominator, divided by 16. Now you get negative 1.5, and that is this solution. So this quadratic has two solutions because it crosses the x-axis twice. These are the zeros. It has a vertex down here that's not a whole number, so I don't even want to write it in vertex form. This is how you use the quadratic formula.